Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Tuesday. It is the 25th of November. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. You got that all out. Just like
did.
That. Way to go. I mean, you're only one day back from holidays. It's not that easy. And what a windy day.
Wow.
Well, windy night last night. I was dodging pylons.
Yep. I think Kitchener got the worst because they got the worst amount of rain. They got about 44 millimeters in a very short period of time, and the winds gusting over 100 kilometers an hour.
So they got hammered quite well. And
it gets a little colder this afternoon. Temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day. We can thank that cold front for that. We'll talk more about your long range, but first, Tom, what's going on the roads?
Well, yeah, of course it's going to go down. Of course it's getting colder. I put pylons on here and a cow. You never know what's going to fly by you when you're out the highways today. And, pylons everywhere. I was dodging them all the way in, tree branches. I didn't see any cows, but there's a possibility you might find a random cow out there, so just be careful.
Slight risk of a little bit of lake effect snow today up towards cottage country, but down towards Toronto, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud. Stays pretty calm through the overnight and throughout the day tomorrow. Again, a mix of sun and cloud, risk of a little bit of lake effect up towards cottage country. And then that risk will diminish until Thursday, where we do have a system coming in, could be bringing us some light snow, clearing out for Friday. Saturday, next system comes in with a bit of a rain-snow mix. Good morning. It is Tuesday. It is the 25th of November. You're watching the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. And it was that close in Buffalo.
That close. I know.
We just saw some of those in Cheektowaga and in that area, and Cayuga. It's just that close to having major flooding.
They really did prepare themselves. They cleaned out all the storm drains. They got everything ready. So we're really quite thankful for them that they didn't see it. Now, we saw some flooding of our own throughout southern Ontario. A couple of streets were pretty badly flooded. On 19.4. Wow. It was a beautiful, warm, windy day until the rain came and the wind picked up. Then it wasn't so lovely.
What planet are we living on?
I went for a walk at about, I don't know, I want to say noon, and it was great. It was windy, but it was lovely. It was very warm. Temperatures have dropped significantly. We're through this time of year, so, you know, it's a cold front and very strong winds. We'll talk about the long range. We'll let you know if this cold is going to stick around, but first I'm going to turn it over to Tom. Update on your road. Well, it's not looking too bad. We do have the risk of a little bit of lake effect through cottage country throughout the afternoon today, but a mix of sun and clouds through Toronto, through Hamilton, over towards Guelph and Cambridge. The next chance of us seeing some active weather is going to be on Thursday when we do have this low approaching. It's going to bring us some light snow. It's not going to be a heavy accumulation. Friday, not a bad day, but then on Saturday, new system pushes through, and this one also has the potential to give us a bit of a rain-snow mix late day Saturday and into Sunday. Temperatures remain below seasonal average until the weekend. Well, it's still going to be fairly windy throughout the day today. Certainly not seeing gusts up to 100 kilometers an hour, but right now they're gusting upwards of 60 throughout the Toronto region, 32 through Hamilton, 50 through Kitchener. It's still going to be fairly gusty throughout the day today. Winds gusting 50 to 60 throughout the afternoon. Could see some snow squalls developing off the lakes near cottage country. Not a bad day for us tomorrow. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud, but again, there's that risk through Perry Sound, through Goderich. We are going to be seeing the risk of a few centimeters of snow. Now, what's happening throughout the day on Thursday? This new system is going to be approaching the lower Great Lakes, and this one is going to be bringing us the potential for some light snow. Friday, we start to clear up, and then Saturday, brand new system comes in, could be giving us a bit of a rain-snow mix, but temperatures warming up slightly.
This traffic report.
It is certainly a cold start to the day anywhere throughout southern Ontario, so if you're heading out to grab your breakfast, think warm winter coat, think maybe a toque, some mitts. Huge difference from yesterday, and it is still quite windy. We're looking at 0 through Newmarket, -2 through Orangeville, only 1 through Toronto, 2 in Hamilton. Areas further to the east still dealing with some rain, milder temperatures through Kingston, morning temperature of 6 degrees. Hi there, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. It's November the 25th. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and we just love to give you different weather every single minute around here. Boy, yesterday was certainly crazy.
Yeah, we saw a whole slew of active weather, but it was also incredibly warm.
Wasn't it, though?
Now, we got into the middle of that warm sector of the system, and we had those southwesterly winds, albeit they were a little strong. Our temperatures were record-breaking in many areas. We got up to a daytime high of 18.3. Cooler to kick off this morning. We're looking at about 4 degrees through Toronto, 4 in Hamilton. I mean, and they're only going to get colder.
Yeah, I know the temperatures are going to drop, unfortunately. So this afternoon, we'll see those temperatures drop off.
It is going to be a very cool cool and windy day, so the squall's perfect for picking up some strength over the lake. We'll talk more about the long-range forecast, how long this cold will stick around for. But first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Well, we do have those squalls developing up through cottage country throughout the day today. It's just going to be that windy, and we are going to be seeing temperatures that cold. Now, for us, down towards Hamilton, through Guelph and Cambridge and Toronto, we're going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud for the next couple of days. Thursday, however, brand new system comes in. This could be giving us a little bit of light snow, certainly not heavy accumulation. Friday, we briefly clear out, and then on Saturday, new system to our north. Cold front could just clip us, so we could be seeing a bit of a rain-snow mix for both Saturday and Sunday. But the good news is that our temperatures will finally return to more seasonal averages through the GTA. That's what Jamaica will do. Okay, so today it's still going to be very windy. We've got wind gusts right now at about 57 kilometers an hour for Toronto. Expected to be gusting anywhere between 50 and 60 kilometers an hour throughout the day. We do have a snow squall watch. It's amazing what a difference a day and a cold front can make through Parry Sound, through Midland. We are going to be seeing a few centimeters. Whiteout certainly going to be possible throughout the day today with those strong winds. We are going to be seeing not a bad day through Guelph, through Hamilton, Toronto, through Cambridge and Kitchener. Temperatures are going to be cold, but we're going to see some sunshine. That trend continues throughout the day tomorrow, but Thursday, things start to shift. New system coming in. We are going to be seeing some light snow with this, not heavy accumulation, but enough to dust the ground. We are going to see a fairly decent day on Friday, but then Saturday, this low to our north, the cold front extending down could be bringing us a bit of a rain-snow mix Saturday and Sunday, but temperatures returning to seasonal. Hi there, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Tuesday, it is November the 25th, and what a difference a day in a cold front can make. Yesterday we saw record-breaking highs. Today, it's very chilly. We're only going to see a daytime high of 2 through Toronto. Now, if you missed it last night, we premiered our winter outlook. You can catch Chief Meteorologist Chris Scott and Chris St. Clair break down all the details of what we need to know for the upcoming season. Yesterday, it didn't really feel like winter. It felt more like a wicked spring day. Just on the cusp of this through parts of Midland and Port Severn. Also going to see some squalls throughout the day today. So just keep in mind, if you are traveling up through cottage country, you could be experiencing some localized whiteouts. 10 to 15 centimeters, certainly not out of the question. What's happening for Toronto and in through Orangeville and Markham, through Guelph and Hamilton, a mix of sun and cloud today and into tomorrow. Our next best chance of seeing some snowfall is not going to be happening until Thursday. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He has an update on your morning commute. Wind, it's still happening. We've got gusts up to about 57 kilometers an hour through Toronto, up to about 36 through Barrie. This is going to continue to be the trend today. We're looking at wind gusts anywhere between 50 and 60 throughout the afternoon. Snow squalls through parts of Midland, through parts of Port Severn. We are going to be seeing close to 10 to 15 centimeters possibly, so localized whiteouts certainly a possibility with these strong winds. For Toronto and in through Hamilton, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud today, and tomorrow, Thursday, is going to be our next best chance.
6. Now, Emily and Tom, I have to say, one thing I didn't like about that warm-up yesterday, it was too short.
Agreed. I think yesterday's weather was just kind of a tease.
Everybody agrees, put your hand up. Okay. I think it's unanimous.
Yeah, well, today it is going to certainly feel like winter, as Rachel was demonstrating. I did not wear my full parka today. I should have. I froze on my way into work. The winds right now, as Rachel was mentioning, they're gusting up to about 52 kilometers an hour. We're going to see the potential for 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. If you're heading in that direction, be prepared for localized whiteouts. More on your long range in just a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, we are going to see those squalls continue throughout cottage country this afternoon. For Guelph and through Hamilton and Toronto over towards Oshawa, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds. Now, our daytime temperatures are actually going to be dropping. So when we're sitting at about 4 degrees right now, by this afternoon, we're looking at 2. It's going to stay below seasonal throughout the day tomorrow, but again, a mix of sun and cloud. The next best chance for us to see some snowfall is going to be with this next system moving its way throughout the day on Thursday. Now, this snow squall watch that we do have in place through cottage country, through Parry Sound, through Midland, through Port Severn, there is the potential for about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. So if you are traveling in that direction, make sure you're prepared for whiteout conditions because the winds are still going to be relatively strong throughout the day today. No, they're not going to be gusting to 100 kilometers an hour, but 50 to 60, certainly not uncommon. Right now, in fact, they're gusting to over 62 kilometers an hour for the city of Toronto. They will ease slightly by the afternoon, but they're still going to be quite intense until tonight. That's when we'll start to see the winds start to ease. See how we go back into the browns? Well, that's more the 10 to 20 sustained winds. So keep that in mind if you are heading out. You're certainly going to want to dress for winter weather today. Temperatures have dropped dramatically. Yesterday we were at 18 degrees. Today we're going to see an afternoon high of 2. Go to the weather. I can imagine. And you know what? Last night was garbage night in my neighborhood, and there were a couple of my neighbors that weren't really thinking and still put their garbage out.
Right.
And now, I mean, it's all over the street. The recycling bins 3 blocks away. It's a mess.
Yeah, I know. I got some actually garbage from Oakville up in Georgetown.
It wasn't mine.
It wasn't. Might have been your name on
It was not mine.
Okay.
Look at the tree damage. This fell in Kitchener yesterday. The wind gusts in Kitchener were about 102 kilometers an hour. Really, really intense. And as windy as yesterday. I'm going to turn things over to Tom right now for an update on your commute. Snow, squalls, and wind, certainly the story today, especially through cottage country. For Toronto, through Oshawa, Guelph, and Cambridge, and Kitchener, Waterloo, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud. Our next best chance of seeing some snow is going to be coming in on Thursday when this system starts to sink south towards the lower Great Lakes. Well, today we're going to be dealing with snow squalls up towards cottage country, Midland, through Parry Sound, through Port Perry. We are going to be dealing with 10 to 15 centimeters potentially. If you're traveling in that direction, be cautious. Could see some pretty decent whiteouts. The wind is still going to be fairly strong today. We're looking at gusts anywhere between 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. Right now, they're gusting at about 62 kilometers an hour through Toronto. A mix of sun and cloud for much of the GTA throughout the day today. Same story for tomorrow. Our next best chance of seeing some snow is going to be coming in on Thursday with a brand new system moving its way south throughout southern Ontario. Friday, we do start to clear up, but then a rain-snow mix could be our story come the weekend. Well, it's still going to be quite windy today, and we have a snow squall watch in place through Parry Sound, through parts of Midland, parts of Port Perry. Also going to be seeing some snowfall today. 10 to 15 centimeters, certainly not out of the question when you throw in these winds. Right now, we're gusting up to about 62 kilometers an hour. Whiteouts could certainly be possible in those snow squall areas. A mix of sun and cloud for the most part for Toronto today and into tomorrow. By Thursday, that's our next best chance of seeing some snow. Wow, that's just incredible what wind can do. I mean, yesterday, Brooklyn has one of those plastic kind of houses, like a little cottage outside. It was like Wizard of Oz from my kitchen window. Yeah. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, the house is taking off. The house is taking off.
Was Brooklyn in there?
No.
Of course not.
And then, of course, our barbecue tipped over and our umbrella was gone, and oh, it was a big mess.
Yeah, lots of stuff blowing around yesterday, that's for sure.
Well, today, temperatures are much colder, and we have a snow squall watch in play. If you're heading out, dress for the conditions. It feels more like minus territories. Talk more about your long range in a moment, but first, here's Tom. The wind will continue throughout the afternoon. As you can see, the legend 20 to 40, even up to 50 kilometers an hour. Those are going to be our gusts, sustained anywhere from 20 to 40. They really start to ease tonight, and tomorrow we're looking at a much calmer day. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day and today into tomorrow. And then Thursday is our next best chance as this low continues to track its way east and south. That's where we could see some light snow. Not a bad day for Friday. Temperatures are going to be warming up with this southerly flow, but then new system comes in, and that's going to be bringing us some rain, possibly even a bit of a rain-snow mix for Saturday. Sunday, overcast, but 8 degrees. No, unfortunately not. It is actually going to stay quite cold for the next couple of days. We do have a snow squall watch in place through Parry Sound, through parts of Midland. 10 to 15 centimeters certainly possible today. Those winds are going to continue to be very strong. We're gusting up to 58 kilometers an hour right now through Toronto, 59 through Orangeville. Between 50 and 60 is certainly going to be the norm today. But we do have some sunshine in the forecast for both Toronto, through Oshawa, Guelph, and Orangeville, and through Newmarket. Snow squalls continuing tomorrow. We're going to continue to see a mix of sun and cloud through the lower Great Lakes. And then Thursday is going to be our next best chance of seeing some snow as this area of low pressure starts to sink its way east and south. It's going to be light snow, not heavy accumulation. Temperatures will warm up, however, by the weekend. We'll see a daytime high of 8 by Sunday. Well, it's breezy, that's for sure. We're still seeing winds almost to 60 kilometers an hour through Toronto. 56 is what we're gusting to right now. 55 through Orangeville and 56 through Kitchener. So it is still going to be a windy day, just not as intense as yesterday. Snow squall watch in place for Parry Sound through Midland. 10 to 15 centimeters possible throughout the day today. So whiteout conditions are certainly going to be a bit of an issue. We are going to see a mix of sun and cloud today and tomorrow for the city of Toronto. Our next best chance of seeing a little bit of active weather is on Thursday when this low starts to sink its way south, bringing us some very light snow. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 25th of November. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. And boy, a windy night and a windy day today. Already we're seeing very high winds out there, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, not as intense as yesterday. Yesterday, Toronto peaked at about 98 kilometers an hour. Today, we're anywhere between kind of 50 and the low 60 gusts. So again, it's going to be not as intense, but still a fairly windy day. And the difference that the wind is making today is that it is so much colder. Yesterday, we hit 18 degrees.
Yeah, and today it's like -2.
Yeah.
I know. Big change.
Rachel's joining us from Burlington. And Rachel, if anybody knows how these cold temperatures feel, it is you. How's the parka feeling?
Yep, it's me. I definitely feel these cold temperatures. The parka, though, it's definitely doing me well this morning. You will need the full winter gear today.
Not yet. Not until tonight, however. We do have snow squall watches in place through Perry Sound and in through Midland. We are going to be seeing possibly 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. So if you're driving up through cottage country, whiteouts could be a bit of a concern today with those winds gusting 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. Now, we are going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud for the most part through Hamilton and Toronto and through Oshawa today and tomorrow. Our next shot at snow is not going to be coming in until Thursday when this low decides it wants to sink a little bit further south. That's where we can see some light accumulation. Friday's cold, but temperatures warming up to seasonal just in time for the weekend. Thanks, Tom. Well, we still do have some watches in place. We have a snow squall watch through Perry Sound, through parts of Midland, through Port Perry. There is a good chance that we could pick up 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. It's also going to be very windy throughout the area. Gusts anywhere between 50 to 60 kilometers an hour, so whiteout conditions could certainly be a possibility. A mix of sun and cloud through Oshawa, over through Orangeville, Guelph, and Hamilton. That trend is going to continue throughout the day tomorrow. Snow squalls through cottage country also continuing. Our next best chance of snow through the downtown core is going to be coming in for Thursday. A weak system is going to be sinking its way south around the lower Great Lakes, bringing us some very light, not heavy accumulating snowfall. Friday, not a bad day. Saturday, temperatures warm up, and we're going to see the potential for some rain with a high of 5 to kick off the weekend. Thanks so much, Jacqueline. If you want to get more information on our science behind the weather and videos, just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Tuesday. It is the 25th of November, and it is much colder than yesterday. Cold enough, in fact, for us to see snow. A very wet and snowy day. We're looking at about 10 to 15 centimeters in hardest hit areas, so localized whiteouts could certainly be an issue if you're traveling in that direction. Now, localized flooding was certainly an issue in some cities. We picked up a lot of rain in a very short period of time, and storm drains just couldn't handle it. Kitchen this time, I'm sure. Now, today, we're much luckier. We don't have any rain today, but we've got much colder temperatures. Yesterday, we were record-breaking at about 18 degrees. Today, our afternoon temperature, 2. Huge difference, and we can thank that cold front for coming through. But the good news is that we do have the potential to see a bit of sunshine today through Toronto and Hamilton, through Oshawa, through Cambridge, through Guelph, through Kitchener and Waterloo. Up towards the north, they're going to continue to see those squalls until tomorrow. Our next best chance of seeing a little bit of snow is going to come Thursday when this next system sweeps its way south through the lower Great Lakes. We start to clear up throughout the day on Friday, but then Saturday and Sunday, brand new system moves into the area, and that could be giving us a little bit of rain with temperatures warming up to seasonal. Hi there, good morning. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is the 25th of November, and it is cold. Temperatures yesterday were record-breakingly warm. We saw daytime highs around 18, 19 degrees throughout much of southern Ontario. Today, our afternoon temperature is 2. We can thank the cold front for that. Still windy today, certainly not gusting to 100 kilometers an hour, but close to 70 in some areas. Rachel Schutzen is in Burlington and seeing a little bit of wind. She's cold, to say the least. Rachel? All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. See how she's dressed? That's how you need to dress today. That wind is cold. Mike Arsenault joins us now from Kitchener. And Mike, I heard a rumor that it was snowing in Kitchener a little bit earlier this morning. Intense. Thank you so much, Mike, for that. Now, today we're still going to be seeing fairly strong winds. We're looking at gusts anywhere between 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. And we have a snow squall watch in place to areas further north. Temperatures have dropped significantly through Perry Sound, through Midland. 10 to 15 centimeters, certainly possible for the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, we're seeing a mix of sun and cloud further south throughout the day today and into tomorrow. Our next best chance to see some active weather will be coming in for Thursday. We've got an area of low pressure that's going to be sinking its way east and south. So that's where we're going to pick up some light snow. It's not going to be a heavy accumulation by any means. Friday, it's still going to be cold, but on Saturday, new system comes in, warming us up to seasonal values, but bringing us some rain. It is going to be wet. Thanks, Nicole. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Tuesday. It is the 25th of November, and what a difference a day can make. Temperatures yesterday were record-breaking. We saw daytime highs over 18 degrees. Today, our afternoon temperature, 2. Much cooler. It was a very windy day yesterday. We're still talking about people without power this morning. The wind gusts at their peak were up to 102 kilometers an hour. They warm because temperatures are cold. Snow squalls certainly going to be a bit of an issue to areas further north around cottage country. 10 to 15 centimeters today into tomorrow, certainly not out of the question. Down towards the south through Toronto and Oshawa, through Guelph and Hamilton, we're going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud today and into tomorrow. Our next best chance of seeing some active weather is going to come Thursday with this next system as it sinks its way south. That's where we could pick up some light snow, certainly not a heavy accumulation. Temperatures will be cold for Friday, but we'll see some sunshine. And then on Saturday, in comes the rain. New system approaches, but temperatures more seasonal. Hi there, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Tuesday. It is the 25th of November, and what a difference a day in a cold front can make. Not only was it windy and wet yesterday, it was warm, but today, whole different story. Today we are sitting into the low single digits, and it feels much cooler than that. And that is why Rachel shoots in, has her parka on. Rachel, how's it feeling out there right now?
Well, Emily, when I was leaving the studio this morning, you said put on that big parka, and I'm so glad that you did. But
all right, thanks so much, Rachel. Not only was it windy yesterday, a lot of people were dealing with localized flooding. Places like Kitchener picked up about 44 millimeters of rain in a very short period of time. Storm drains were clogged with leaves, so 5 or 6 degrees for this time of year. Now, because of the cold temperatures and the strong winds still coming over Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, we do have a snow squall watch in place for Perry Sound through places like Port Perry, through Midland. 10 to 15 centimeters, certainly not out of the question today and into tomorrow. We've got a mix of sun and cloud further south, Oshawa, Toronto, through Orangeville, Guelph, through Mount Forest, through Hamilton and Grimsby. That trend continues into tomorrow, but come Thursday, that's our next best chance of seeing some snowfall. We've got this low sinking southeast. We are going to be seeing some light accumulation, certainly not a big storm by any means. Friday's going to be cold, and then our next system coming in on Saturday, warming us up, but bringing us some rain. Well, it was certainly windy yesterday. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. Tuesday, it is the 25th of November. And Monday, wow, was it ever windy. We wake up tomorrow morning at -1, feeling like -3. Snow squalls certainly an issue throughout northern Ontario through cottage country. 10 to 15 centimeters quite possible today and into tomorrow. For us further to the south, we're going to see a mix of sun and cloud today and into tomorrow. The next chance that we have to see a little bit of snow is coming in on Thursday when this area of low pressure starts to sink its way east and south. We are going to be seeing some light snowfall, not a heavy accumulation by all means. Friday, not a bad day, but cold. We're looking at -1, and then a brand new system comes in for Saturday. It is going to be warming up with the southerly flow, so temperatures up to about 5 degrees, but wet. Joining us as always, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. Now, after last week's snow and cold temperatures, do we have any warmth to look forward to, Doug?
We do, but after Monday, there's no more warmth in the upcoming week. Temperatures once again take a tumble, but temperatures will be more typical of December for the upcoming week rather than, well, last week it felt more like January.
True. That's true. I missed it, so that's why. Okay, so we've got frigid cold air coming in from the north. We've got that Arctic air moving in through southern Ontario.
We have below seasonal temperatures. These are the final 5 days of November, and blues, greens all represent temperatures colder than they should be for this time of year, but getting up into the lower teens at some point next week.
That is fantastic news for those of us that don't love the
skiers
cold.
won't like that.
No, but skiers have been having a good week so far.
Right.
I mean, up north. Okay, so Wednesday we've got cool northeaster. This could actually clip us. This is really going to affect the East Coast, but this could bring us potential snow.
Right, and we'll probably just see some flurries in southern Ontario, but a real travel headache if you're headed to DC, Philly, New York, and into the Maritimes. Probably just flurries, and then this will reinforce the chilly temperatures as we go into Thursday and Friday. Blustery with lake effect snow, but nowhere near what we saw last week.
Okay.
And then as we get into the weekend, a brief rebound in temperatures on Saturday, a little bit cooler Sunday, and then we have our warm-up to look forward to later next week.
All right, so I think that's good news, but make sure you remember to bundle up this week. This morning on the show, if you missed it, we started things off in southern Ontario where drivers were treated to some pretty wicked weather. The flooding in Kitchener was intense. A lot of rain in a short period of time and storm drains clogged with leaves. After the rain, we talked about the wind. It was gusting to 102 kilometers an hour in some areas. Rachel Schutzen was in Burlington talking about how the wind damaged a few airplanes.
A hangar used to stand as the structure here protecting these airplanes. As you can see, the hangar does not exist anymore.
Make sure you join us again tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 9.